talk to you regarding innovation, creativity, and idea in this hard time when innovation is very much required. Everyone is thinking that I think someone's mic is open. Please switch off your mic so that voice should be clear to everyone. Am I audible enough to everyone? Okay, so we shall continue. Okay, so I was talking about the innovation. So it is the hard time where innovation is all of thinking of some innovation, like we all have to wash our hands every 20 minutes. We all have to keep sanitize everything in our home. So we are thinking some of more or less solution where we can keep our things sanitized. We can have some contactless solutions. We can have some innovative solutions so that we can fight this hard time. So it is good to get the invitation from Himanshu ji in this time to talk about the innovation, and it is my pleasure over here. So I'm talking here today about some tools through which you can convert your innovative idea into a real product or into a real prototype very easily. Generally, it takes very much time and effort and a people's requirement when you are developing any technology or something like that. But when you have a knowledge of some tools, ready to use available tools, you can do it even by yourself. So that it requires less time and the less money, and it is ready to market product becomes very easy. So we often take innovation as a thing for geeks, like someone very techie background, someone with a high knowledge can innovate. This is not my cup of tea. We often think like that, but that is not true. We generally don't put our head into it, but don't you realize that you innovate every time something around you? You have certain problem and you find some innovative solution, you find some solution of it to do manner. All these are the innovations. Innovation is not making a kind of a very big machine or making some spaceship or making a warship. Even making some bolt for a machine so that machine will become theft proof. That is also an innovation. So don't think that making big is only an innovation. Even small ideas have bigger innovations. So how these innovations can be achieved, can be actually implemented, we will talk in this session. But before we talk about the innovation, let's talk me something more, that is the creativity. We know that any solution requires a problem. Innovation is actually a solution. But even taking this session through your online means it is an innovation in itself. Like this is the problem today, that we cannot meet. We cannot conduct offline classes nowadays. But yes, there is a requirement and we have found a solution that let's make a webinar. Let's make an online solution and just talk to you regarding this innovation. So this session, the conducting of this online session through this means is also an innovation in itself. So before we move ahead towards innovation, let's understand from where this innovation comes. Innovation is always the solution and implementation for the betterment of the society, to make your life easy, and about this innovation and the idea. So whenever we have some problem, let's find the solution of it. Please mute yourself. Who is joining new, please mute yourself. So that idea comes from the creativity. And on the screen also it is showing you that creativity. Creative mind actually looks for some problems. Always it is looking for problem that can be solved. And the solution to that problem comes from the innovation. So if I have to say in a nutshell, the ability to develop new ideas is the creativity, and ability to apply that creative solution for those problems which you have discovered will come under the innovation. And entrepreneurship also are very much related to this. So when you are creative, when you are thinking some problems around you and you are finding the solutions of it, you add value to the solution. And once you add value to that solution which you have discovered and make it a market ready product, you become an entrepreneur in itself. So the entrepreneurship, the innovation and creativity, all these three are very interdependent terms, and if you are innovative, you can be an entrepreneur in itself. Now there are certain phases of a creativity. Before we get into a problem, before we know what the problem is, let's dissect that what the problem. You need to know about the problem first. So we call it a background or knowledge accumulation phase, where you need to know about the problem. You need to know about the people who are facing the problem. You need to know about the nature of the problem. So how you will get it? You will get it through the readings. You will get it through some attending the seminars like such kind of webinar sessions also it may be. Like the people who are working in those domains where the problem is there can give you more insight onto the problem. Because until and unless you don't know about the problem, you cannot make a good solution. So first, the phase of an innovation is to know about the problem. Like, if I take a very simple example, we have to sanitize our hands today every 20 minutes it is suggested. So this is a problem for us now. Now I need to make a solution that how can I make some kind of an automated system so that my hand gets sanitized every 20 minutes. It gives me a reminder to sanitize my hands every 20 minutes, and even that too without a contactless, without contacting that sanitizer spray, so that it doesn't get infected. So that's the problem is. Now I need to think about it, that how I can make a solution of it, that it will give me a reminder, that it will make a contactless machine. So all these things are a part of a solution. So after that knowledge of the problem, it comes the incubation process. Every day and night, even सोते जागते हमेशा आप उस प्रॉब्लम के बारे में सोचते रहते हैं. So then it comes the incubation process, that is called, and you strive to find the solution of it. That is called the idea experience. Means you try to find a similar solution, you try to find some ready-made solution of it, you try to find people who are making such kind of solutions. So these all are the part of an idea experience. And finally, once you are ready that now I have developed some kind of solution in my mind, then it comes a prototyping phase, where you will be making that machine, you will be making that process, you will be making that upgradations. You will require certain machines, you will require certain manpower, all these things for the evaluation and the implementation of your solution. So these are generally 4 phases. So we will be talking in this session about the evaluation and the implementation, because problem is yours. You have to search the problem around you. You have to find the solution of that problem. You have to experience the solution. Now where we can be of help or where we can interact is to finding a right tool, a right solution for that evaluation or implementation of that solution. So we are talking about the phase 4 today. Often also we think that until unless I don't make big, until and unless I don't make something new, it is not an innovation. But that is again a misnomer. Innovation is categorized into four types. If I talk, the first one, that our mind is like invention, that we call something making new. So that terms comes under invention, where there is no solution and you have found something new. That is the invention is there. So that is the creation of new product, as I have mentioned over here. You can see. Thereafter, there is an extension is there. Means there are some products are available and you are making some extension of that product. Like there is a sanitizer spray machine is there, but you made it contactless. So that is the extension of that product. You have added some IR sensors over there and it became a contactless. So it is an extension of your innovation. Duplication. Some product is already available and you have duplicated it over here. Like some product is available in China or maybe in USA or somewhere else. That is not a local market. You have duplicated it over here and made a market ready product. So that is again a duplication kind of innovation. And fourth comes under the synthesis, where you add multiple products or multiple processes and make something new. That is the synthesis process there. So there are four kinds of innovations are there. Now if I talk about the processes of innovation ecosystem, as from the previous slide, first it starts with the idea generation. So I term it as creation of the idea. So your creative mind is there, it has researched the problems, from the problems it has generated some idea, so it has created the idea. Now you are an entrepreneur, because you are not an entrepreneur, your mind is actually entrepreneurial. So you built that idea, because multiple people can see that problem, but you have actually realized this is the problem and I need to find the solution of it. So that's why you are an entrepreneur. I will term it as you are an entrepreneur. So you build the idea over it. Now after building that idea, you are proving now. So just to prove that idea, you need to prototype. Because until unless you don't make models, how can you tell people that I have made something? So the prototyping is there, and once you prototype that idea, your idea is proven. Now it can go into the market where you require the employee, you require the infrastructure, you require the factory, the machinery, and all such kind of things. So I will term it as a growing of the idea. So this innovation ecosystem has all these four phases. If I term it in terms of risks, so at the very beginning, in the screen if you can see, once you are thinking about some idea, the risk is very low. You think n number of things, and in those n number of things, one thing that you have also thought that I have to make this solution. So the risk is very low. But as you are moving towards the growing and prototyping of the idea, your reward becomes higher, because your idea has now built. After the idea building, the idea is now proved. If your idea is now proved, so it will go into the market. So your reward is there, because now you are a full-fledged entrepreneur. So from risks to rewards, it is there. But if I term it in terms of capital, सोचते वक्त तो बहुत कुछ कोई पैसा नहीं लगता. Once you are into the idea research phase, there is no money involved. But once you are into the prototyping phase, you require the money, you require the people, you require machineries. And once you are into the factory setup phase, you require more machines. So higher and higher. So there our innovative mind gets into problem, because you don't know that how much capital it will require. जब आप सोच रहे थे, जब आप initially once you were thinking about the idea, you don't know that how much money it will require. ओ ये problem है, मुझे इसका solution ढूंढना चाहिए, मैं एक solution ढूंढता हूँ. At that time आपके पास पैसे थे या नहीं थे, it doesn't matter. लेकिन जब आप prototype बना रहे हैं, उस वक्त ये रिक्वायर्ड है, you should have access to the money, you should have access to the people, you should have access to the machineries and all these things. And if you don't have, तो आपका innovative idea will go into vanish, कोई और ले जाएगा. So in such case, what we can do? We should have some knowledge, we should have access to some tools, we should have access to certain ecosystem, we should have access to certain infrastructure where you can do all these things in a very less cost, in a very timed manner, in a very easy. आप सभी लोग कुछ ना कुछ इनोवेशन अपने आसपास किया होगा आप सबने, और सबने कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स भी फेस की होगी. मैंने भी की है, मैंने भी एक इनोवेटर भी रहा हूँ थ्रू आउट माई लाइफ, सो मैंने भी कुछ चीजें फेस की है. लेट मी शेयर माई एक्सपीरियंस, मे बी यू कैन कोरिलेट दिस थिंग. तो सबसे पहला प्रॉब्लम तो आता है कि हाउ टू मेक दैट प्रोटोटाइप. आई हैव थॉट अबाउट सम प्रॉब्लम, आई हैव मेड द सॉल्यूशन आउट ऑफ इट, बट नाउ हाउ टू मेक द प्रोटोटाइप, because maybe I have thought some technological solution and I am a non-technical person. So how to make that prototype, a technical prototype? That becomes a problem for me. So how to prototype? Which technology to use this thing? I have to make a contactless sanitizer, but I don't know that how to sense my hand so that it will become a contactless. I need not to press the button. So technology also you need to require, but what are the right tools? Who is the right person who can make this? If I don't know to develop this thing, who can develop this for me? Because that is an entrepreneurial thing. Maybe you are good at management, you don't know the technology, you need to find a technology person. But when in this time, when you don't have access to people, everyone is working from home, who can make the problem, the solution for you? So you have to, yourself have to make and find the solution of it. So finding a suitable person is again a big challenge. Costing is a big challenge because you don't know the pricing of the thing. Material sourcing is a big challenge. Validation, and after all, what are the risks of this? All these things are there when you are making any kind of innovations. These are the general problems that we face whenever we are finding or whenever we are making any solution. More or less everyone has faced such kind of problem or will face also. So we should have some knowledge, at least a background knowledge on the tools, technology, process. Why I am talking technology more and more this session, because I have seen the entries and most of the people were interested in the technology actually. Most of them were interested in knowing about the robotics, the embedded system, the automation. So that's why we have kept this session around technology majorly. Maybe in the next sessions, as Himanshu has told you that this is the series that we are conducting. So maybe in the another sessions we can keep the non-technical innovation tools also. But this session is majorly around technology, and that too again the electronics and all these things. So these are the challenges in innovation are there that we face. So what are the tools generally we have? Once we are talking about anything, that the domains that I have talked right now about the embedded systems, the robotics, the IoT, the AI. So these are the tools that is required for development of such kind of solutions. You require certain kind of software platform. You require hardware tools for that. You require simulation tools also, so that you can validate your thing before going into the hardware. You require certain kind of design tools, like you need to make certain circuits or something. Maybe your application is IoT oriented, so you need some dashboard kind of solutions, or maybe some control solutions group where you can control your device remotely or get the data from the device remotely. And if you are making some AI solutions, so you need require some AI platforms. So these are the categorizations of the tools and technology generally we require for development of this. So I am talking about all of them one by one. First I am talking about the software part. So very basic and the very necessary one these days is the Arduino IDE. If you are doing things on your own and making a rapid application development, Arduino is the best platform for you. Actually, this is a software platform which supports n number of hardware tools. It is not only for one kind of a hardware platform. Like if I talk about say microchip platform or say Renaissance platform or maybe ST platform. So these are the microcontroller specific platforms. If you are using a microchip platform, you have to use only the PIC microcontrollers. If you are using a Renaissance microcontroller, so you have to use only the Renaissance platform. But if I am talking about the Arduino platform, it becomes a microcontroller agnostic. There are n number of microcontrollers are there who are supporting the Arduino IDE. That's why I have kept this Arduino IDE as one of the rapid application development tool. You can get the IDE from this download link. This is given here, arduino.cc. You can download your copy and install it into your software, into your machine, or you can use it online also. So all kind of embedded systems application, or whether it is a robotic system application, whether it is an IoT application, whether it is an embedded AI application, whether it is automotive applications, all the kind of applications can be developed using these Arduino IDE. So, but you require a little bit knowledge of C language working with this Arduino IDE. There are various libraries are available for Arduino IDE. There are the available libraries on the GitHub also, and there are multiple tutorials also available for this Arduino IDE where you can find on internet and start working with it. So this is very easy to use. So Arduino IDE is one of the software platform that I am suggesting you for a kind of a rapid application development. Now what are the boards that have been supported with this Arduino IDE? So this is Arduino Uno, Mega, Nano and MKR boards I have listed out. There are multiple more versions of the Arduino, but majorly I have listed over here. So these are the boards from the Arduino itself, and these are the hardware tools. Like you have developed a solution and you need to test it physically. So these are the hardware tools available which you can take and make your physical prototype. There are certain more boards available, like ESP boards available to communicate with the Arduino IDE. There are LilyPad boards are available. There are ATSAM boards are available. From ST Microelectronics, this is ST Nucleo boards are available. So there are various, these are the various boards are available. But now there is a question that which board will be used for which purpose? Because you don't know that there are n number of boards are there and you have one application. Which board I have to use? So I have just categorized it a little bit. So if these are the Arduino boards, if I talk about, so this is 8-bit AVR microcontroller board based boards are there, and they are very easy to use. They have the onboard programming. You need nothing except of that board, and it is USB supported, so it can directly with your laptop or desktop. Even through your mobile also the Arduino boards can be communicated. You need only a mass storage cable. So this is very easy to use tool, and it supports the rapid application development. It is mostly suitable for applications like general peripheral interfacing, like you are having an application which requires to run a motor, maybe some LED interfacing, maybe some switches interfacing, maybe some sensors you want to work with, like read the temperature, you read the humidity, read the smoke, all these kind of things. So various sensors, chargers, power electronics devices, non-critical applications I suggested. Not very critical because this is an 8-bit system and this has a very limited capability. So non-critical systems I would suggest. So this thing can be done using Arduino boards. You can make a local and remote device control also, because these Arduino boards can be communicated over Wi-Fi also. So we can make a remote control device, or we can make a local area control device also using these Arduino boards. You can connect the Wi-Fi, GPS, GSM applications, and this is specifically available in these Arduino MKR boards. Here is given the Arduino MKR board on the rightmost side on the top right corner. So on this Arduino MKR board, So in this Arduino MKR board, there is the GPS and the GSM boards are connected already. So use that thing. Now there may be a kind of a higher computing oriented applications. So this is the ESP boards which will come to your help. ESP12B, that we also call your Node MCU boards, and ESP32 boards like after this is 80 SAM boards are there and ST Nucleo boards are there. So all these boards are 32-bit actually, 32-bit processors. So this is a very high-end computing application. Like you have to develop something, camera applications. You have to develop some kind of a BLE control applications. You have to develop some cloud application. You have to develop a IoT communication. You have to develop some device which can communicate with your IoT apps. So for all these purposes, the ESP32 or 80 SAM and the ST Nucleo boards, all these boards can come to your help. So if I talk about the resources, it has the Wi-Fi available, it has the Bluetooth available, it has the touch sensors available. For automobile applications, it has the CAN available, LIN available. UARTs are there so that you can communicate with other boards and the other kind of multiple boards also using these UARTs, the Universal Asynchronous Receiver. Thereafter it has the USB and the parallel slave ports and PWM also available. So this is a very feature rich board and very resource rich board where you can make high-end applications. And again, this is not very costly. If you are interested in making a kind of a wearable applications, like some of you might be interested in making a hat where LEDs are there, or making your dress with LEDs, or making a dancing dress where when you dance, the LEDs will glow up. So for that purpose, there are the LilyPad boards are there. So this again can communicate with the Arduino and can serve your purpose. So LilyPad boards are there. So these all are very easily available boards and can be easily used. So this is the hardware tool that I am talking about. Thereafter, there might be certain applications where you require developing a kind of a computing applications. Like you want to develop some application where a computer kind of interface is required. So there the 32-bit or 64-bit system, like I want to make some kind of a gaming device, a complete gaming device or complete AR, augmented reality device or complete virtual reality device if I want to make. So in that case, Raspberry Pi or BeagleMoon boards are there. So again, Raspberry has 3 categories, those are used nowadays. This is Zero board and Pi 3B plus and Pi 4B plus. These 3 boards generally they are used. So they have the ARM Cortex microprocessors inside them, and all of them are like Raspberry Pi 3B plus and 4B is 64-bit microcontroller. So where it is a very high-end computing application board is there. So it has a Wi-Fi, LAN, HDMI output, USB, micro SD card, and thereafter the camera support, VGA support, all these kind of things are there. So it is a complete computer in itself. You can make a complete computer using this board, attach a USB or a Wi-Fi keyboard and a mouse with it, and attach a HDMI display, and your computer is ready. You can install an OS, like it supports Raspberry, Android, Linux, even Windows Mobile is also supported now on Raspberry Pi. So it becomes a complete mobile or complete laptop in itself. But there are certain problems with this kind of Raspberry Pi boards. First one, it requires a OS installation. So you must be a little bit technical to install the OS first. Thereafter, the storage is done on the memory card. It requires a memory card in the back like of that board. There is a memory card slot is there. So you need to put the OS on the memory card. So once on the memory card the data is there, it becomes very less secure. One can remove the memory card, or one can damage your memory card, and your device will go. Your device will go into the problem. Again, if there is a power glitch, your device can be into the problem. So application can be compromised in case of Raspberry Pi development tools. These are not very sturdy boards. So the one solution, or say I can suggest one alternate of this Raspberry Pi boards, are the BeagleBone boards. It has an onboard memory, it has a memory card also, and it has onboard memory, so that in the memory the secure data can be stored, and in the memory card the less secure data can be stored and utilized. So there is a solution. Now if I don't have access to the hardware, but I have developed some solution and want to test it, so there are the simulation and design tools available. In the case of simulation and design tools, there are various kinds, like circuit simulations are there, there is module simulations are there, and designer tools are there. So like if I talk about the circuit simulations, there is the Proteus and OrCAD are the simulation tools. You can see on the screen on the left hand side, you can see the modules are there. All those are connected with one another, and I can write the code and feed into this module, into the software, and we can see that how it will be working. We can get the data input and we can get the data output, all of this. So this is a very handy tool, Proteus simulator. Again, after that, if we have the PSpice tools, OrCAD PSpice tool. We can simulate the circuit. So this is the simulation tool, OrCAD PSpice is a circuit simulation tool. And if I have to design some PCB, or we have to design certain components footprint, we have these Altium designer tools. So these all are the industry ready design tools available for the simulation and design purpose. So available, all major components are there. It can simulate your proposed circuit and modules in real time. And with this kind of simulation, you can get up to 95% of accuracy. But it requires a little bit knowledge on the circuit design, the modules interfacing, and the power connections. Because until and unless you don't know about the components, the details of their connections, you will not be able to design the circuitry, and simulation you will not be able to do. So basically, if from my talk, if you can see, if you are using any of the tools, there are 2-3 things are required. Again, you need to be a little bit technical. You need at least little knowledge of C, and you should have some knowledge on the circuitry and something. But now I will unleash you to some tool which will not require actually all of this. But before that, I will show you this cloud and IoT application tools. Many of the times you will be using these IoT development boards or IoT devices that you need to make, like some home automation device that you want to make, that once you are not, even if you are not in your home, you can get the status of the devices, like whether it is on or off, or you can turn it remotely on or off. Maybe while you are sitting at your office, you can know the camera application images you want to get on your mobile. So all these things are the IoT applications actually. And now we have the tools available through which we can get these kind of things. So first one is I am talking about IFTTT platform. Maybe you have used it for making some voice applications. So this full form is this: if this, then that. It is a very event-driven programming. Like if I say, hello, turn on this bulb, then the light can be turned on. I can say like this. It is as simple as to use this. So IFTTT platform is this. Even this is a event-based platform is there. Thereafter, we have many of the times we have the sensors deployed into the field, and I want to get the data of it. Like I am making some temperature and humidity sensing kind of application, or maybe I am making a jacket from where I can get the body temperature, and that can be recorded over the internet. Or maybe I am deploying some food truck which is going to the transport, and I have put some device that the temperature and the humidity of that food truck can be recorded throughout the transportation period remotely onto our web server. So in that case, we need a kind of a IoT dashboard, application development dashboard. So that there this ThingSpeak server come into our help. It has got all the kind of chart plotting, the graph, the MATLAB analysis, all these things are there. You need to just configure your channel and give the code into your device, the device which is physically deployed into the field, and it will directly communicate with your board and get the data. So ThingSpeak is there, it is very handy too. So for IoT applications, analytics, sensor value, graphs, charts, so this ThingSpeak server come into our help. Again, there is a very handy tool is there, this Adafruit tool. In this, in the ThingSpeak server, you can get only the data, but in the Adafruit, you can even remotely control the devices. So you have both way communication. You can control the things remotely, and you can get the data also. So this is the best way for using this Adafruit. So this is a completely cloud tool, the Adafruit and ThingSpeak. Thereafter, there is another programming-based tool is available. Node-RED is there. Node, you can see the dashboard is there. So it is. I have made some dashboard for you. Like in the very left-hand side, it is showing some graph. Thereafter, the gauge is there, and thereafter the sliders are there. So all these things, all these kind of charts can be plotted, and your device can be communicated. Now there is one more requirement, that if you are making some app and you need to store the data of it, so we require a database, IoT database. So here it comes for our help is the Firebase. So Firebase is from Google, and this is a complete database where your IoT application apps data can be stored remotely. So these are the IoT application tools that can be used, and it is very handy to use. Now I have talked earlier that there are certain tools available, so that even if you don't know programming, you can use and you can make your applications. So we call it the Makers tool. So there are two tools that we will be, actually three tools that I will be discussing. The first one, Maker tool, is from Microsoft. This is a MakeCode, it is called. On top of it you can see, it is a very easy GUI interface. I will show you the demo also. So it is available on makecode.microbit.org. So these are available for certain kind of boards, like this is Microbit is a board. You can see the left is the Microbit board is there. So on the it is available for Microbit board, it is available for Circuit Playgrounds board, it is available for Arduino also. So you can use these boards and develop your application, rapid application, using this MakeCode platform, and it is working online and it is free of cost, and it doesn't require any kind of programming language knowledge. So simulation is also online. So if you don't have the hardware, you can again simulate the things. So MakeCode is one Makers tool that I can suggest you. There is another Flowcode is there. So if you have the flowchart based, if you know the flowchart based programming, like if this happens, then do this, else do that. So we all make flowcharts. In kind of a flowchart based programming approach, this Flowcode development platform is there. It is available on matrixstl.com, and the presentation that you can see the domain from where you can download. So for 1 month it is available for free, and thereafter it is a limited version is downloadable. Limited version is available, but it supports all kind of microcontrollers. It is not limited to only certain kind of microcontroller. So you can use n number of microcontrollers with this Flowcode platform, and can develop the code using flowchart, and thereafter the C code can be generated, and which you can use for your own purpose. The simulation is also there. So you can see here the LEDs are there in this screen. So actually this is simulation purpose. So you have the graphical interface, and you can simulate the code first, and thereafter you can put it into your hardware and test the things. Available from this developer.ibm.com. So relational and hierarchical diagrams that you can draw, and thereafter the board like Arduino and ESP, all these can be made and supported with this IBM Watson platform to develop your IoT and AI applications. So these all are generic tools that we use. There are many more which maybe you can be using. These are some of them which we use, or we will introduce some more new tools maybe in next sessions. As I have told you that regarding these MakeCode platforms, so I am just opening this MakeCode platform for you. So once you open this makecode.microbit.org, you can see here the screen would open and we go to the new project. I can show you that how easy it is to develop the application. So you see that I have opened a new project. I just name it like test. Test LED. And here you can see this is the board available. And like this is for 8x8 LEDs there, and I want to make application that when I will be entering into my home, and once I press a button, like once I open the gate, it shows me hi. I want to see this thing. So this is the LED, and I want to write hi onto this. So it is very easy here. On start, have gone into the basic, and I have you can see that I have just dragged this string from here. I have not written a single line of code right now, and I have just it is there hello all, and it is showing on this LED. If you can just see hello all, it will be displayed. Now I will be giving a switch input. Input is there. So on button A is pressed, I want to show hi. Like once I enter into the home and I press a button of entering, it says me hi. So, and once I press another button, it says welcome. So here I press button A, and you can see it displays hi. It is visible to everyone, I hope. And once I press button B, you can see it is writing welcome. So you can, this is only very simple example. There are multiple things, like there are multiple outputs are there, the switches are there, it has got the accelerometer, it has got the LEDs, it has got other kind of IO applications, the Wi-Fi applications. So this is the board that is available. So even if you don't have the hardware available and you have some idea to test into your mind, you can go to this platform and test your thing. So one thing is this. Another, I was talking about the Circuito platform. So here is this Circuito platform. So Circuito.io I have opened.
हाँ मुझे पता है ये बेकार है, इससे अच्छा है Redmi.
And I have just like this. This is one application is here. Like it has the two kind of sensors I have attached over here. So I can see the info of it also. This is a gas sensor breakout, and this is the LED, I2C LED. So I have just dragged and dropped all these things, and it has written the code of it also completely. You do not need to write anything. Only you can modify as per your requirement. And so it has written the code for you, and now you can download the firmware. And it will open into your Arduino IDE completely. So you have the, in the meantime it is extracting, I can show you this project guides that you have the modules available. You can, it shows you the wiring diagram and all these things step by step. So if you don't have the much technical knowledge, like it shows you the BOM, like what are the boards that can be used. It is a wiring is there step by step. Like first we place Arduino, thereafter we place this gas sensor, thereafter we place this matrix, thereafter how to connect. So step by step connection it can, like step by step wiring and connection, all these it can take you to. And once you have connected all these things physically, you can just place this code into your hardware. So like it has developed all, it has generated all the code which we have only dragged and dropped, and it has generated all the code for it. So you can see in this Arduino IDE all the codes are generated. You can, if you have to make certain changes as per your pin diagram, you can make over here if you know the language. Otherwise you can leave it as it is, because it is as per the drag and drop diagram that you have drawn, and you can feed it to your hardware and test your things. So these are the certain rapid application development tools that we have used, and I have given you knowledge. More if you want to use, you can